Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to this new video on Cilinix Crypto. In this video we will talk about Electroneum, alright, a veteran coin that has been around for a very long time, but it's still actively pushing developments, has real products, and there are certain things coming very soon, which I think also make it very interesting to keep this on your watch list. That's what we'll talk about, so let's get right into it. Alright, so let's get right into it. So what I wanted to do is first of all talk a little bit about Electroneum, what they are, if you have not heard about them. I mean, if you do not know, they were launched in 2017. They're from the ICO era. They're still around. They still have an active community. They're still doing a lot of things, which we'll go over in this video. Yeah, so we'll start off with what it is, what they've created, and then we'll talk about some new developments and some of their focuses and why Electroneum and their ETN coin should be on your watch list, and then we'll end the video with a conclusion and we'll take a look at the chart as well, which I thought was interesting because that is at an interesting level as well. So let's get right into it. Now, I'll leave all the links down in the description, but Electroneum, one of the main things that it actually is, outside of some other things, is they have their own network, right? So they have their own layer 1 ecosystem that has grown this year quite well as well, but we'll still get to that a little bit later. Here you can see the TVL, the total value locked. This was first created as a mobile first blockchain, and they also launched their own mobile phone, I think about 5 years ago or so. But you can see that they're pushing transactions. You have decentralized applications that you can actually use on Electroneum. They have some interesting things with the block rewards and almost 1 million total addresses. And then outside of that, it's one of the most cost-effective and fast networks out there that's actually being used. So that is Electroneum. What it basically is, they have a focus on serving the unbanked and developing countries, which they do some other stuff for as well, which we'll still get to in a moment. But that is essentially what Electroneum is. Now, they have also incubated another platform, which is called AnyTask, which you can see on the screen right now, which is basically a freelancer platform that is fully crypto-based, right? So again, here you can see the focus on the unbanked and on the developing countries, because you can use AnyTask right now. You can use it yourself as well if you want to hire freelancers, and then you can pay fully in crypto, all right? So there's no need for ID verification or a credit card, which for a lot of other freelance platforms is the case, all right? Here, the freelancers get paid in ETN, which is the main coin, like I said earlier, but you can also pay the freelancers in ETN, really focusing on those that cannot always provide that formal verification, which seems like something that's very normal to some of us, but it is not normal across the world. And you know, them being able to develop a platform like this and actually launch it and keep it running is a great sign about the team and the project itself, I would say. And then, like I said, they also launched a very cost-effective smartphone about 5-6 years ago. That's called the M1. You can check that out if you want to. Online you can find out a lot about that, and you can actually still buy it and use it right now. But that is essentially what I think you need to know about Electroneum for now. Now let's talk a little bit about why Electroneum is special and some of their key focuses. So like I said earlier, one of their main focuses is really serving not only, you know, the entire world, but also having a focus on developing and unbanked countries, right? So the first thing, like I said earlier, is that they've created this network that is very cost effective and that is used in a sustainable way, right? So they have sustainable infrastructure, but they also have introduced EVM compatibility, right? So you don't have this standalone network that is kind of stuffed away from other networks. No, this is EVM compatible, so it's good to use for everyone. You have this interoperability, and then outside of that, it's also cost effective and very quick, which is always like you need that for a network to work. But then with AnyTask, they actually have this focus on the unbanked and developing countries, which is great as well, I'd say. And one other thing they do, which I hinted at earlier already, is that some of the block rewards, right? So what they use, Electroneum, is a POR system, which is proof of responsibility. So what they do is they have a relatively centralized infrastructure of validators, but a portion of the block rewards, and this is personally something I like quite a lot, a portion of the block rewards actually go to NGOs and charities that are actually, you know, doing research and in general doing big projects in developing countries, which is something I have never seen with other cryptocurrency projects. But outside of the things I've named earlier about the infrastructure that is sustainable but also fast, the platform that they've created, outside of that, that is, I think, one of the main selling points of Electroneum. Outside of some other things, right? Because, like I said earlier, this is a very old project already, but they're still here. And they still have a very loyal community. And something that they, for example, also do is they're still creating these hackathons, where just in 2025, very recently, in I think April or March, they made this Electroneum hackathon, and they awarded over $50,000 in ETN, like I said, their main coin, to dApp developers. They're very, very much focused as well, not only on serving their customers, but also on catering to their developer community, which is still existent and has been existent now for almost 10 years. Now, to end this video, like I said, all the links you will need will be down in the description. Some recent updates about Electroneum is, like I said, Electroneum 2.0, which they are scaling out right now with a marketing campaign as well. We've seen recent growth in their network right here, more recently since the beginning of May, but also since November, it has grown a fair bit. And has not come down to the same levels before. So there is still that year-on-year growth in the network, which is always great to see. And then outside of that, and there's two more things that I want to tell you about. When we take a look at the charts, Electroneum has become quite a low market cap coin. And what I personally think is interesting is two things combined. First of all, that they have a relatively low market cap with a high percentage of the supply in circulation. Alright, I just realized my audio cut out, so here we go again. What I wanted to say is that the high percentage in circulation is great, because that means that token inflation is no longer a problem. And then outside of that, if you zoom all the way out, we have the chart again here. What you can see is that we're seeing price levels not touched since 2023, with this amazing support level at 1.5 cents, which is also already giving a great reaction right now. So some traders, including myself, find that interesting as well. Now, finally, I'll leave all the links down in the description. If you go to their website, you can actually find an Easter egg there, which you can read more about on their X page as well. If you find that Easter egg, you can actually get $1,000 in credits for the AnyTask platform. All right, so check out their website if you want to find that out. AnyTask is a great platform to use, and this is just free money you can actually find. But I would suggest following them on X as well if you want to be updated on developments for Electroneum and Electroneum 2.0. That's it for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments, or join a Telegram or the Discord group and ask me in there. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care. And bye.